Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. We have our guest, our number one guest to our podcast, and the intention of it is to educate the public, to bring you questions, to have a good conversation, and make you, the property owner, the consumer, aware of all the challenges that you are faced with dealing with contractors, the industry in general. And the idea again is to educate you. Today, we have a special guest, Jeff Ruland. Jeff, thank you so much for being here with us today, man.
Thank you, Edson.
Jeff, can you tell me a little bit about yourself, your life experience, your professional, everything, your background?
So I started my career in law enforcement. I retired 8 years ago. I was an arson investigator for the state of Florida. From there, I went to work for an insurance carrier, Florida insurance carrier, and SIU.
Okay.
And through that process came into managing, helping them build their repair program.
Okay. And about the repair program, I know that's something that, especially when a property owner gets faced with a disaster, they call the insurance company or they call the agent and looking for somebody to help them, right, to file a claim.
Right.
And then is it customary for insurance companies to have their own repair program? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I'd say most of them have some sort of option for a repair, whether it's contractors that they can refer or that the insured can pick, or they have their own repair network internally, or they have a TPA that manages the repair program for them that they use.
Okay. What is the difference between a TPA, which is like third-party administrator, and MRP, Managed Repair Program, right?
Right.
Is there a difference?
Yeah. Well, a TPA would be the entity that manages the program, and it could be Managed Repair Program. You can have a TPA that's an IA firm. They provide independent adjusters for carriers that don't have their own adjusters internally, or for a CAT event when they need to ramp up and add more adjusters. Managed Repair Program is a program that provides contractors to make the repairs on claim damaged homes.
Okay. And I know especially what we live in today, and it seems that it's really frustrating for the homeowners sometimes when they're faced with a disaster or something, who they can choose, what they can use. Oftentimes we see a lot of people on TV, being conned by bad contractors. And is a TPA or Managed Repair Program a good source of that to alleviate the pain of the consumer because of that?
Yes, because the TPA and the insurance carrier, if they have an internal Managed Repair Program, they're going to vet those contractors. They're going to be good contractors. They're going to be contractors that are familiar with working in the insurance industry for the insurance company. They're not going to be your pattern predatory contractors that are out there knocking on doors.
That's great. Well, and I can tell you, being part of a management repair program, it's tough. As a contractor ourselves, dealing with management repair programs and TPAs, we go through a process, making sure the licenses are updated, making sure you have a good track record of jobs done and completed. It's the whole 9 yards. Background check on the officers, on the people, their subcontractors. It's definitely an avenue to bring that safety to you, the consumer. Another thing too is if there is a mistake, if there's something that's done to the point that it's a mistake, it's an error on the end of the contract, they will hold you accountable for you to fix until you are complete with the scope of work and everybody is equal and on the same page. They're gonna hold you accountable, and the contractor does not want to lose that avenue. So I agree, Jeff. That's a great thing. That's a great model. Is there any downfall to that? Is that a point that it's not a good option? Does it happen? Because sometimes people could feel that you force. Because I know there's sometimes still there like some insurance companies that kind of is that true? Like a discount in exchange of using only certain contracts and whatnot. And sometimes the homeowner does not know how it works. And when the time of filing a claim comes and the insurance company says, well, we can only use these contracts, is that what we agreed? Does it happen? Is it, what is it called? And
most carriers will have in their policy an option to repair.
Okay.
That gives that carrier the option to use their contractor to make the repairs on that claim. It's good on certain things, exterior stuff, roofing, some exterior repairs. I think it's good. It deters the bad contractors that have gone out, knocked on somebody's door, said, hey, we want to give you a free roof inspection. We found hail damage or we found storm damage, and they get the insured to sign an agreement, a contract with them. This means the carrier can override that contract and can say, yeah, we're going to send our roofer out, our adjuster out, we're going to inspect it. If there is damage, we're going to use our contractor to make those repairs. Even if the insured sign a contract with the predatory contractor. The estimates from the predatory contractors generally are hyperinflated compared to retail estimates or the contractors that work for insurance carriers. So that'll save the carrier money, it'll save the insured money, and the product they're getting is going to be better. It's going to have a better warranty. We required our contractors to have a 10-year workmanship warranty on a roof replacement and 5 years of workmanship warranty on interior repairs.
Okay, super. Well, to take the opportunity, Jeff, with the whole experience he has in the whole industry, he's also launching his own platform to that company, to that entity that it makes sense. So can you talk a little bit about your platform, how it works, Jeff, and how you want to bring that peace of mind to your clients and the mutual clients per se?
Yes, so we've developed my best description is a plug and play vendor network. So It provides a carrier or an agent an avenue to make assignments to vetted, insured contractors. They can track the assignments, they can track the job throughout, see where it's at. The insured and the customer can see that as well. They have access to see where the job's at. They can communicate with the carrier and the contractor through the platform. All the documentation's uploaded in it. It has a intuitive mapping system, so the contractor can see where their job's at, the carrier can see where their property's at, property management companies can see where their properties are located and make sure they have the proper coverage and the contractor's in the right place to handle their properties.
Interesting. And what would be the good fit for you as a company, as somebody to use your platform besides the contracts that you've had in them?
Property management companies would be great. Carriers, especially new carriers that don't have anything in place now to manage their repair program, if they want to have a repair program. We are launching it on Great Florida's website, and each of their 150 agents will have access to it, so they can refer their insureds to licensed vetted contractors to do work on their homes.
That's nice. So that is to those insureds that they reach the broker per se, or the agent. So when they call that agent will also be able to offer a good contract that have been vetted, right?
Right.
And some people choose to call the insurance company first, but if they call the agent,
they call the agent, and it don't necessarily have to be for a claim. They'll call their agent and say, hey, my insurance carrier is non-renewing my house because my policy because my roof is 20 years old. I need to find a good roofer, and I don't want to go out on the open market and try to find one. And the agent can provide them a link. They go in, fill out their information, and it will populate with a list of roofers that service their area.
Awesome. Sounds like a great deal.
Thank you.
And you're talking about the predatory contractors, and it seems that our industry, and roofing being one of them, and I remember back then when I was really involved in the property restoration, it was really sad to see the industry crumbling so bad because of predatory contractors. Yeah. Again, roofs being paid without the need to be paid, or water damages. I've seen in the Michael, when I went to respond to the Hurricane Michael, and I was doing a drying house, and our bill, it was completely pretty much gut and everything. Probably the job was like $15,000, drying, demo, everything. And the house next door, the homeowner was like, he's worried because his bill was like about $90,000.
Oof, yeah.
So it's just crazy how things it's going. And the same thing,
yes.
it's a touchy subject because we also have the same thing with public adjusters, right? I mean, and I guess just to make it clear, I think my humble opinion is that every industry, there's good and bad characters. That's for everyone, right? There's good contractors.
Sure.
There's good public adjusters, good lawyers.
Right.
There's also a few probably that's not so good,
Right.
right? I mean, probably we should, look into a little deeper. But what's your thought about that? Was it? I mean, your opinion is that was drove the market being so bad in Florida,
Yes.
Jeff? I mean, with the background from the insurance
Yes.
career.
The attorneys, the PAs, the predatory pattern roofers. When I worked in SIU, I was investigating a specific roofer, and we were receiving 20 to 28 claims a day from that roofer. A day.
At one particular roofer?
One roofer. 20 to 28 claims per day.
Oh my God.
And their initial estimate that would come in would be fairly reasonable. And then we get a second estimate, and it's usually double. And sometimes we'd get a third estimate that was triple the first estimate. And we would fight it, and we'd end up settling for generally what double was. They'd have the AOBs, so they'd be signed up with the insured and basically own their claim. Insured couldn't do anything about it. That's when we started the roofing program, and that's when we decided for that roofing company, 100% of the roofs that came in, the claims that came in from that roofing company, we would exercise our option to repair.
Okay. So I guess things like this is what, probably insurance companies got fed up with and be like, look, we got to do something about this.
Right.
This is insane. It's a field. It's a handful of contractors really ripping the system.
Yes.
And made things to be changed.
Yes.
It's really sad. So by the way, back then Florida had the AOB, assignment of insurance benefit, right? I think that the assignment of insurance benefit, just like so many things in life, the way it was designed, I think it was, if used correctly,
Right.
it could actually help the contractor and the insurance company. I mean, this is my humble belief, because it's, it was to put the name on the check, is to, to streamline the communication with the insurance company. Right. But it was just being abused, I believe, because now you just inflate the claim, you get the rights, so to speak, of the policy. Now insurance, you're suing left and right the insurance companies. Right. And again, sometimes it comes to a point that I believe it's needed to get like a lawyer involved, because they are legally competent, like, or public adjuster, to exercise their license and talk about the policy, right?
Sure.
Because I mean, again, and I think when it comes to the insurance company, what I've seen, Jeff, is that not every insurance adjuster is educated in construction or understands what it really takes to put things together.
Right.
And sometimes we get on the job, it's really complex. So this is why sometimes the insurance company is sending somebody else to look at it again, maybe a little of a senior adjuster to analyze. And so I think before suing, before using that leverage, I think it's got to be a good conversation with the insurance company goes along with it, right? Until we really get to that point, right?
And just like there's good contractors, bad contractors, good adjusters, bad adjusters, also good insurance carriers, bad insurance carriers. There are carriers that often deny claims right off the bat and will deny them up until you get an attorney.
Well,
and it's a case-by-case basis, and the insured really needs to look at that. The good news is now that the legislature also have done away with the one-way attorney fees. So you're not getting the predatory attorneys as much out there just knocking on doors trying to get somebody signed up, because they know they can, if nothing else, get a good fee out of a lawsuit.
So I guess even the lawyer now, they gotta look the case carefully and be like, okay, well, I can't stand this on because definitely has room to improve here.
Right.
I mean, it's a clear case.
Yes.
It's not that let's just push it through, right?
Yes, it holds them accountable.
Okay, good enough. And I have to agree with you, Jeff. There were cases that, I mean, even today, being part of insurance program vendors, sometimes we get called directly by the insurance. Of the homeowner, and have been a roof recently that I went on the roof. I mean, the homeowner called and said, hey, the insurance company gave me your name. I'm calling to take a look at my roof. I already got the check. I've been paid on the roof.
Right.
And when I got to the house, man, I walked to the roof. I was like, how was this roof bought?
Right.
I mean, it's really interesting. It's like, well, the insurance company already did their investigation. The adjuster already came out, looked at it, and paid for a new roof where I could not see, valid damage in there.
Right.
And I also have been cases that are like, oh my God, this is, destroyed.
Yes.
And then insurance companies just say, no, it's not. Well, the adjuster, I should say. And then
Right.
later, got to the point that, the homeowner had to do something about it. So I guess I agree with you. Just, I guess, it depends, right?
Right. And we used our roofers primarily for doing the initial roof inspection. They are familiar with how to put a roof on. They're familiar with what can be repaired, what can't be repaired. They're the experts. So we started using them to do the inspections, and we found that our replace over repair actually went down 30%, and were not damage or not storm damage claims were more than our replace claims. So the roofers were actually doing a much better job at determining that they could repair something instead of replace it, or it didn't need to either one, than our staff field adjusters.
Okay. There are some instances that the homeowner, the insured, call their insurance company, and sometimes the insurance company either don't have a program that a third-party administrator or a managed repair program, and they say, well, find somebody yourself and fix it. So I think that's when opens the door for a homeowner that does not have that time or that knowledge to really choose someone. So what would be your tip for you, the homeowner that are in need to hire a contractor, whether it's a roofer, it's a property restoration company, is a contract in general? What would you say, Jeff, is a good base for you to do your due diligence?
So I would look at their reviews. Also, if you have an agent, if you have an insurance agent that you bought your policy through, talk to the insurance agent. They're local. They likely know contractors. Talk to friends. If you're not familiar with anybody, that's the thing. We've got a lot of people that recently have moved into Florida. They don't know who the good contractor is and who the bad contractor is. It used to be you could call your buddy Joe down the street and he'd say, yeah, I use this roofer all the time. Call him and use him. He's great. Now you got to go and really do your homework. Most insurance carriers, even though they send you a check, you can call them and ask them, and they may have somebody they can say, yeah, I use this one. Our platform, My Pro Market, is going to be on Great Florida's website. We're talking to We Insure, a couple of carriers as well, to try to get it on their website, so anybody can have access to it and have access to good, vetted, insured contractors. Awesome.
I think to continue with the list is long. And I tell you, based with all of that, check the insurances, their licenses. You can go to the dbpr.gov. I believe that's the website that you can check, right, to see if the license. State of Florida, in reference of state of Florida, make sure that your state has a governing entity that manages, so to speak, the license of the contractor, right? Make sure they're active. Make sure that they got the license. And about the licenses, probably ask them to have their agent send you the proof of their insurance policy, because I've seen people that faking insurance policies and giving to the homeowner. And again, all of what you said, Jeff, the list is long, and quite frankly, is you hiring someone to provide services in your house. Probably you're going to spend $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 plus in your house. You don't want to hire someone just by, looking the website, or a friendly, really nice, good-looking, nice-talking salesperson, because that is a snake right there. I tell you, I've met with a lot of homeowners that, the salesperson is really nice, but the salesperson could be like a fly-by-night kind of guy,
right? That
gets with the contractor, and they're very, knowledgeable in selling. They get a contract, they move on. Maybe next month they're not going to be working with that contractor. So be careful. You do not want to buy a car without taking it for test drive, without seeing the reviews. So please make sure, take the time do not make a quick decision, and it's okay for you to take a little bit of time, but again, to minimize your liability after hiring a contractor. And you don't want to be the next person on TV crying because of being taken advantage, right, Jeff?
Correct.
So, and with the industry in general, Jeff, what do you think it coming to happen for the Florida? I mean, I've seen that things are changing a little bit. Like the number of claims have been changing. It seems that are there any signs in the future of insurance premiums actually getting any lower?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to start lowering them. The claims are down, and I think it's a multitude of things that came together. It's the legislative changes, doing away with the AOB, doing away with the one-way attorney fees, also the education of citizens. Everybody was complaining that their premiums kept going up and couldn't figure out why. And when they started finding out what it was, when you have one roofer that's calling in 25, 26 claims a day to one carrier, and even if a fourth of those roofs are actually paid for, that adds up at $25,000, $30,000 a pop.
Wow. And now it got me curious. What happened to that roofer?
As far as I know, they're still in business, but they don't talk to anymore.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So they're still in business. So somehow they're still out there doing their predatory thing. And sometimes I've seen they change their name. I saw one company was this, and then
Yes.
the same setup is just. They have the whole thing. It's just like a little snake going around and doing different things and just ripping the system. Right. What would you say that the law could crack on contracts like that a little better? It sometimes surprises me because I don't know. It seems that some good things happens, but what about these people doing that? Isn't there anything that the law actually can do it? Because this being so...
They can do it. I investigated them. We filed charges. There were some of it's primarily their guys out in the field that were running, doing the door knocking that got charged with anything. It's never the guy up top because he's insulated. We've had some good progress on a couple of really bad attorneys that lost their license.
Oh.
So it happens. It's not as often as you'd like. Department of Financial Services, their fraud unit is overwhelmed with claims, or at least they were. I'm sure it's starting to ease up a little bit because lower claims means lower fraudulent claims. But they're still playing catch up on
My goodness.
From the last 10, 15 years.
It's hard to believe that sometimes we see on TV, and I guess somebody's sitting out in the field with a camera and something, and we see like inspectors with the pinball hammer hammering down the roof to imitate like hail damage.
Oh yeah.
I've seen them putting like a ball in, a golf ball inside of a sock and hitting the roof with that. So many.
Using a quarter or a penny and just twist.
Well, I tell you, but about that, there's actually a way that a good contractor will tell you the difference. The adjuster too, the well-trained adjuster, the insurance company will know if that's being manufactured, if that's the real thing, right, and documenting it right.
Yep.
It's a shame, man.
It really is.
So, Jeff, I want to thank you so much for being here with us today. Is there anything that you want to add about, again, the idea is helping the consumer out there and educating them?
Yes, that's it. It is helping. And I'd say the majority of your adjusters and your carriers, agents, contractors that all work on that side, their goal is to get that customer, that insured, back to where they were before the loss.
And a word for the good contractors, right? The good people that really want to do the right thing. Mm-hmm. How can they be more visible? Because that's a good point too. For instance, for the bad guys, I'm sure they have access to good marketing, good strategy, good money, resources, and whatnot. And sometimes when you're a small guy, trying to do the good thing. So how can they be seen, be found? If they don't have the resources,
right.
So. Shout out for the good guys out there. Keep doing what you're doing.
Sure.
You're doing a good job. Don't give up.
Right.
I know it's painful, but you're doing the right thing. So why you tell them the good contract, the good mom and pop, they're doing a good job. So what would be a word of encouragement for them?
You just said it. Keep doing what you're doing. They are doing a good job. I know several that have started small, and if you can get in where you work with an insurance carrier, it takes a lot. Especially now with claims low, they're not begging for contractors like they were 5 or 6 years ago. That would help, but just keep doing. Work on the Google reviews. That's what people look at anymore. It's work on your SEO.
Great. Well, Jeff, thank you so much for being here with us today and helping the public get better and better contractors, educating the public. That's the idea of this podcast.
Certainly.
Thanks so much.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Edson.
it, man.
Take care.
Take care.